The head of marine biology told me on my first day, if you ever see something in the tunnel tank that you can't identify, log it, but don't shine your flashlight on it. I asked what she meant by that. She smiled, not a warm smile, the kind that means the conversation is over. You'll know it, she said, if you see it. I thought it was hazing, the kind of thing you say to rattle somebody who doesn't know any better. That was 6 months ago. Night security at the Hargrove Aquarium isn't exciting work. You do 3 circuits an hour, check temperature monitors, listen to the pumps. Make sure nobody's broken in to get a photo with the sea turtles. At 3 in the morning, the place is genuinely beautiful. No school groups, no flash photography, just you, the water, and the light coming through the glass. The tanks glow blue-green in the dark. The fish move the way they always move, slow, purposeful, indifferent to whether anyone's watching. The walk-through tunnel is the crown jewel. 120 feet of reinforced acrylic, 4 million gallons on either side and above. Sharks, rays, a loggerhead turtle named Charlotte who had been there since before I was born. I knew every animal in that tank by sight after the first week. The first time I noticed something wrong, I almost didn't notice at all. Tuesday, 3:14 in the morning, according to my log. Routine pass through the tunnel, nothing unusual, until I reached the midpoint, and something in my peripheral vision made me slow down. Far end of the tunnel, near where the east wall meets the floor. A shape. There are always shapes in that tank. That's the entire point of it. But shapes in that tank move. They drift, they bank, they rise toward the surface. This one didn't. I stood there maybe 30 seconds, waiting. The ambient light is filtered blue. No direct source, no harsh angles. From 60 feet away, the shape was just a mass. Elongated, roughly vertical. Then I kept walking. Told myself it was Charlotte, resting near the glass. I wrote nothing in the log. The second night, it was closer. Same time, just after 3. But now the shape was mid-tank, roughly parallel with where I was walking. I remembered what the head of marine biology had told me. Don't shine your flashlight on it. So I kept my light aimed at the floor, and I watched the shape in my peripheral vision as I walked the length of the tunnel. It tracked me. I want to be careful with that word, because tracked implies intent. And at that point, I wasn't ready to imply intent. But its position relative to the glass changed as I moved, not fast, not dramatically. The way a compass needle corrects when you rotate it. I wrote it in the log that night. Unidentified shape, mid-tank, did not illuminate, maintained relative position during pass. I left it at that. By the third night, I understood there was a pattern. It moved closer every night, incrementally. And it was always at 3, never at midnight when my shift started, never at 1 or 2. At 3, or within a few minutes of it, the shape would be at the glass, or somewhere in the far dark, oriented toward the tunnel. On the 5th night, I stopped walking, stood at the center of the tunnel, and waited. The shape stopped too. The water between us was absolutely clear. 4 million gallons, filtered and lit. And in that clarity, I could make out, just barely, what was pressing against the inside of the curve. Not a shark, not Charlotte, not anything on the inventory I'd memorized. It was long, too long for what it almost looked like. Pale, pressed flat against the acrylic, the way you'd press a hand flat against a fogged window. No features I could name, just an outline, just the shape of something trying to understand the barrier between us. I stood there until my radio crackled, and I nearly dropped it. I looked down at my logbook. My hand was shaking. I didn't realize it until I saw the line in the ink, a long stutter where I'd tried to write the time. And I heard Dr. Renner's voice again, not the memory of it, the actual words, exactly as she'd said them. Don't shine your flashlight on it. Not, you won't see it clearly. Not, it might startle the other animals. Don't shine your flashlight on it. Because light from your side of the glass means you can see it. And if you can see it, it knows. Whatever was in that tank had been moving closer every night because I'd followed the rule perfectly. Because from the other side of 4 million gallons of salt water, I must have looked like I couldn't see it at all. The rule wasn't there to protect me from being scared. It was there to protect me from being noticed. I didn't finish my shift. I walked out the East Service exit, logged it as a personal emergency, and drove home without stopping. I sat in my car in the driveway until the sun came up. I quit the next morning. An email. 2 sentences. I didn't go back for my things. I've thought about calling someone. Animal control. A marine biologist who isn't Dr. Renner. A journalist, maybe. But every time I reach for my phone, I think about the rule. A specific rule, with specific language, given to me on day 1 by someone who had clearly given it before. That means the protocol exists. That means someone designed it. That means someone, at some point, learned what happens when you break it. I don't need to know what they logged. Some things stay in the water. You've been listening to the Glitchy Darkness. Nighty-night.